Please welcome to the stage, Jason GRAAE.
Thank you both. Okay, so here's a little story. Do you all remember a few years ago, Barbra Streisand's album, the Broadway Duets album, where she sang duets with, all those famous people? I can't think of one of them right now. Anyway, so a few months before that album was released, I got a phone call, and it was from her longtime record producer, Jay Landers. And he said, Jason, it's Jay Landers. Barbra Streisand's doing a new album called Broadway Duets Album. And I thought, oh my God, she wants me to do a duet with her. And he said, and we'd really like for you to do the demo tape. Said, got it. He said, well, we did a demo tape of the song, and Sondheim, who wrote the song, was not pleased with it. So we'd like to try it again and go back into the studio with the woman who does all of Barbara's demos, Missy something, and we'd love for you to do the guy part. We just think you're perfect. Alec Baldwin will be singing it. And I thought, great, if you can't get Alec Baldwin, call me. So I was like, sure, that sounds amazing. So he said, I'll send you everything and the music and the tracks and all that kind of stuff. And he said, we're going into the studio next Wednesday. So I worked on it. It's a great song from Roadshow, and it was really fun to work on. And the day before I went to record it, I got another call from Jay Landers, and he said, okay, so here's another thing, proposition for you. He said, the day after you record, are you busy? Could you come over to Barbra Streisand's house in Malibu and lay down a scene with her, which is the scene preceding this song, and we'd love to do it in Barbara's studio. Could you join Barbara for that? And I peed on the floor, and I said, I'll try to squeeze it into my schedule. So I was just on the ceiling. I was so excited. So I went to the studio the next day and recorded it. This singer, Missy, I'm sorry I can't think of her last name, she just is an incredible singer, and she does all of the demos before Barbara records them. And they give her like Barbara riffs, and she just nails them, and she can do anything. And so she and I went in the studio, and they kept telling me, Jason, you're over-singing, remember it's Alec Baldwin. I went, got it. And so we laid the whole thing down. It was really fun. And afterwards, Jay Landers said, oh, by the way, we're running behind schedule this week. We're going to have to cancel that recording session at Barbara's on Friday. So sorry about that. And I was like, oh, no problem. And I went home and I killed myself. Obviously, I didn't, because I'm here to tell the story. But I was so disappointed, and I wrote her this letter. And it goes something like this. I'm not off book, so I'm going to read it. Dear Miss Streisand, this is another gay fan letter. My mom, who was a dancer in New York City, took me to Funny Girl when I was 11, and my life changed. I grew up in Tulsa, which is a slut backwards. I remember that day as if it were yesterday. It was a lightning bolt moment in my life. I took all my Julie Andrews posters down to my room and replaced them with yours. I vowed we'd get married someday. Our age isn't really that far off, and I thought it would work out perfectly. I've seen all your movies at least 20 times. I moved to New York City. I did a lot of Broadway and a lot of off-Broadway shows. Sadly, but gratefully, my claim to fame has been as the voice of Lucky the Leprechaun for Lucky Charms cereal, a balanced part of your complete breakfast. I live in LA now. We crossed paths when you and your husband came to see Ragtime at the Schubert Theater in '98. I played Houdini. I entered from 60 feet above the stage, hanging upside down in a straitjacket. Needless to say, I had never done that before, sober. You came backstage before the show to use the John. I stood outside the bathroom, standing nonchalantly in my handcuffs and straitjacket, waiting to catch a glimpse of you. The stage manager yelled at me to get up to my place on the catwalk. I said, Barbra Streisand is going to the bathroom right there, and I've waited all my life to see her up close. And you came out, and you smiled at me, and I almost fainted, and the rest is history. So when Jay Landers asked me to do this demo, I was ecstatic, to say the least. Then he wrote and asked if I could come to your house to go over some dialogue, and I think I peed just a little. I actually figured something would come up. You're busy. But I was going to tell all of this to you in person, and so now I'm very happy to write it to you. This feels slightly like one of my favorite movies, Garbo Talks, except that I'm not Anne Bancroft. Though my mom died last year, and she would have been out of her mind with excitement as well. Thank you for informing my life and my career and for all you have given to the world. Lordy, have you given a lot to the world. With huge love and huge adoration, Jason GRAAE. That's the letter. Well, she wrote me back. I know. Dear Jason, you can't imagine what you gave us tonight. After a full day of rehearsal and singing and writing and playing, we are all so tired, and Jay read us your letter, which was brilliant and funny as hell and really well written. Thank you so much for all your kind words. They really meant a lot. Also, sincere thanks for your really great singing on the Sondheim song. Love and kisses, Barbara. P.S. So it was you standing outside the bathroom.